go. Let's go.
Dude, my child says that, and I'm over it.
I'm so sorry.
Let's do it. Let's go.
That's annoying.
Sorry. What do you got for us today?
Wow, your energy is through the roof.
I'm exhausted.
It's palpable.
I'm tired.
From doing so much wrestling watching today.
Yeah, it was a lot today. I'm just tired in general. I'm just tired. I think it's probably because I have pink eye.
It actually looks a lot better.
Well, that's good. Or
Do you
whatever it
actually
is.
have pink eye?
I don't think it's pink eye. It could be. There could be a little poop in there. I don't know. But it's sore and it's tender and it's made me tired today.
Yeah.
So I apologize that I'm not the jester you want me to be.
Yeah.
I can't perform for you.
You should apologize.
Guys, welcome to the Real Awkward Podcast, the best dang podcast you heard
Today.
My name is Andy.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Ashley.
And as you could tell from the terrible intro, I am low energy today. So Amanda and Ashley are going to double the energy up on this episode.
It's okay because nobody's listening anymore.
That's not true.
You think
That's
people
not
lasted
true.
through that intro? That was rough.
That's not.
That was
Sorry.
rough.
Sorry. Why you put it on me to make it funny? Where
Because
were
you're
you?
the funny guy. I am not the funny guy. We have our roles, okay? We have our roles in life. I am not the funny guy.
Okay, got it.
We have our roles.
Amanda's the potty mouth with lots of movie knowledge and obscure taste.
I'll take
and
it.
you're the funny guy.
What are you?
Filler? I don't know.
Filler.
If you ain't got no rolls, then you don't pay no tolls.
Oh, no.
What's that from?
So not how it goes, but it's from Robin and Men in Tights.
Okay.
Okay,
Let's
cool.
move on.
All right. So this is essentially update number 5.
Yes, sir.
If you guys have been following along with us, childs, we've been doing the Street Cred episodes now for over 4 years. Those Street Cred episodes have spanned the gap from The Rock to Robin Williams to Jason Bateman. I know that sounds very eclectic when you put those 3 together, but we've done a hell of a lot more, but they all have an ending point due to our podcast. And then there is stuff we're supposed to do afterwards that we're updating people on, right?
Stuff they've done afterwards.
Or yes.
Not stuff we do.
Well,
We're not making any movies.
Stuff we are commentating on because we are professionals and we've seen almost all of these movies. Right, Amanda?
Absolutely.
99.9% we've heard of.
If people are coming into this podcast dry, Amanda,
Their hopes are very high.
why don't you wet them up a little bit and let them know what a street cred is?
Yuck.
Amanda and I
Yuck.
made the same
Yuck,
face.
Okay. Well, that was yucky. But so basically on a street cred, we're going to pick an actor, director, whoever, pull up their IMDb credits, start all the way at the bottom, so the beginning of their career, and we're just going to work our way up to what's most current. And so in this format, we are going to just bridge the gap on what they have done since we did their episode.
Fresh to death.
What is happening today?
I was going to say the same thing.
I am exhausted, so let's get going.
You know what you remind me of? You remind me of like when my toddler refuses to nap and then we're past like the crazy getting in trouble stage, but then they're at a point where like they're almost drunk.
Oh yeah.
That's where you are right now.
I was about 10 minutes ago almost asleep, so I'm getting up there.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Sorry.
So buckle up, people. This is
Buckle
going to
up.
be.
Ash forced me to get on the mic tonight, so let's do it.
Wow.
Let's go.
I don't have a whip with me.
Let's go. You control my life. Let's go.
Okay, well, the last Street Cred update, part 4, we ended with Emily Blunt.
Oh, to be blunt.
Yeah. And then we discussed Guillermo del Toro,
I know that guy.
one of our few director street creds.
We've done a couple of those.
We've done a couple. And the last one we discussed was Nightmare Alley. And then after that, he did Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
That's out already?
That came out in 2022.
I don't think I watched that. Did either of you watch that?
I didn't watch it.
Not.
It looked weird. And I don't know if it was a Disney remake or not. But I have never enjoyed the story of Pinocchio, and so for me it was a miss. And I don't really know even if it performed well. I feel like I heard that he was making it, and then I never heard of anything about it again.
Did the dog fart? The dog farted. Andy is incapacitated right now.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening right now.
It smells like rubber. It smells like burning rubber.
I think that the Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio came out around the same time as the Pinocchio on Disney with Tom Hanks. So I feel like they got really mixed up.
That's what I Googled. That's what I found. And I was like, oh, how did I miss this? But then I was like, oh, wait. But I get it because I don't do live action.
Yeah, and Guillermo del Toro's was on Netflix, and it's more of a CG animation situation. Yeah.
He's like an actually like wooden creature.
I don't think I even have seen the trailer for this.
Probably not.
Interesting.
I didn't even know the thing you talked about before Pinocchio.
Nightmare Alley? We talked
Oh, it's
about
got like Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
I don't think I watched it. Or saw a trailer.
No,
for
you
that
didn't.
either.
I watched it.
Okay, so
I watched it.
Obviously, you weren't excited.
Why do you say obviously?
Oh, I don't know. Normally, when you watch a movie and you like it, you tell me about it, and I don't remember you ever telling me about
I
that.
did.
One.
We just talk about so many movies you don't remember.
Oh, that's possibly right.
That's possible.
That's possibly right.
All right. So coming out, he's in 2025. He's got Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Which is Oscar Isaac plays Dr. Frankenstein.
Oh, is this where Christian Bale's Frankenstein?
No.
Oh, that's a different one.
This is different.
Oh, okay.
So this is another one that's going to get like overshadowed by the same movie.
This is like Pixar and DreamWorks dropping their movies at the same time.
It has Christoph Waltz in it. Mary Shelley's actually one of the writers.
She's still alive?
No, but they probably take like excerpts, or I wonder if they have some type of where they adapted the book into part of the
You're probably
screenplay.
right.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Then he has a movie called The Buried Giant. A movie called Fantastic Voyage. And a movie called Zanbato.
I mean, I want to say that if it's Guillermo del Toro, I'll watch it, but I didn't watch Pinocchio, so.
It's funny about actors versus directors. Directors have a project that they have to pour their heart and soul into, and it takes them years. And an actor can just show up on set for 3 days, do their role, and then peace out, and they probably both make the same amount of money.
You're probably not wrong.
Like, how crazy is that? Like, a director's like that, like their fingers are in the pie. I forget what's it called. Their hands are in the pot. You guys know what I'm saying?
Nope, I'm missing your metaphor here.
They've got their feather in every cap. What's it called?
Well,
but I will say, we're all trying to distract from what Andy's doing over there. I don't feel like directors have to do as much like PR and stuff.
I think that they are able to leave that side alone. So I guess you're right. Actors are brought out to like
they don't have to worry so much about their
talk
image.
shows and like that
they don't
type
have
of stuff.
to do a lot of interviews.
No, they don't. Have you ever seen any director?
Yeah,
for the most part, they don't give a shit.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Amanda?
I think it's hard because I think for a director, if they have a movie and it like is a big budget movie and it flops, the chances for them to be given another large movie are probably small. Or maybe, it's like, okay, we're going to give you one more shot.
Except for Uwe Boll, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, but like he like self-produces a lot of his own stuff, and like, so I'm not talking about him necessarily, but like, so then, but an actor, if they are in a big movie that flops, they probably have a couple more chances.
That's fair.
Before people are fully like, I'm not wasting my time here.
I guess that's even worse than to be paid the same, because the director has a lot more risk.
But then I wonder if the director, like, almost like owns part of the movie, like the licensing and maybe stuff like that. Like, not licensing, but like the
distribution rights and stuff.
Yeah, I wonder if a director gets a piece of it.
I don't know how those line items work when it comes to that type of crew. I do know that a lot of times the producer will hire the director and anyone else. So essentially it's like, imagine you are the producer of Thanksgiving dinner, but you're going to go direct somebody to go to the grocery store and pick stuff up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Delegation.
Yeah, but a director's supposed to have a little bit of vision, but they don't necessarily get to call the shot. Sometimes a producer can tell you, like, you're going to have Johnny Depp on your movie whether you like it or not. And then a director has to just make it work. A perfect example was The Incredible Hulk. Louis Letellier, I think that's how you say his name. He was the director of The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. Edward Norton was brought onto the studio by the producer team, by like Marvel and Fox or whoever. I forgot who did The Incredible Hulk initially, and they hated each other. Literally, Edward Norton came and tried to redo that script over and over, and he did not cast Edward Norton in that role. That was just placed in front of him. So I do feel like sometimes directors do not have a lot of pull. But I mean, Guillermo del Toro is so unique in his craft. I imagine his is more just like the love of the craft when he does stuff. I doubt it's that situation.
I feel like his actors are very handpicked.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
So after Guillermo del Toro, we did the very exciting Ben Affleck, who is very popular right now.
Ben and Jen.
Not anymore, bitch.
Not anymore.
Ben and Jen.
Wait, which one?
The other one. The other Ben
Jen, and then Jen, and then Jen. I saw a meme that was like Ben Affleck's like dating plan, and it was like Jennifer Lopez, Jennifer Garner, Jennifer Lopez, and they had checks, and then it was like next one was Jennifer Aniston.
Wait, did he actually?
No.
Oh, like that's the next
it's his
one.
Next.
Yeah.
He only knows one name.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. Or like, I'm not going to screw this up.
He has the name Jennifer tattooed on his body, and so he's just like, I'm just going to continue to date Jennifers. I'll be honest. When I was like dating any guy with my ex-husband's name, I was very just like, nope. Like,
yeah,
I don't care.
I imagine that would
like,
be you'd be done with that. That'd be really hard.
You could be the coolest dude on the planet. No thanks.
Yep. Ugh, that would be rough. So the problem with Ben Affleck is that commonly I don't think of him as a good actor, but when I'm able to like spread his filmography out, he's done a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
He just has a punchable face.
That's what it is.
I get
like,
it.
You see him and you're like, that's the guy who yells at the McDonald's workers because they missed a hash brown. Like,
and it has nothing to do with the McDonald's worker. He just hates his life.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Like, that guy's mean to dogs. Like, you know what I mean?
The Ben Affleck bat chin or butt chin or whatever you want to call it. He's got that.
Yeah.
All right.
Face.
You're really, really into butt chin.
I'm not into them. I notice them. It's not like I'm a butt chin guy.
Is it because you have a butt chin?
Yeah, I have to hide it. I don't like a butt chin.
Yeah, because you don't want people looking at your butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My hairy butt chin.
So when we did Ben Affleck's Street Cred episode,
This is awkward.
What is happening on
finished
this day?
on Clerks 3. And since then, he released Hypnotic.
Oh, I never watched that one.
It's literally on my list, and I have yet to watch it.
I wanted to because I saw the trailer a couple times, and then I was on a flight, and I was like, "Oh, I need to watch this." And it has. I always forget that actor's name. He plays a really good bad guy all the time.
Bad Guy Robinson.
Yeah, Bad Guy Robinson.
Yeah.
But he was like in that stupid sitcom called Mom.
Oh, with William Fichtner.
Yeah, right. And I think is he in a wheelchair in that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, he plays a very, very good bad guy sometimes. And I think he has like the ability to control people with hypnosis in that one. And Ben Affleck has to stop him.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Sounds very cool.
I think I put it on once, but I was distracted, so I shut it off because I didn't want to miss it.
That happens in our life.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm going to cut in here. I had to Google it.
Yeah.
I remember this was like on my list. Like I really wanted to watch this because it's also directed by Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, see? And he does great stuff. You know what else Robert Rodriguez directed?
Yeah, other stuff that is similar to the other guy.
Whoa, good job.
God, what is he? Come on now. Come on, brain.
Are you talking about the Grindhouse?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
He did like Spy Kids. He did Desperado. He did Grindhouse. He does a lot of his movies are kind of like Zack Snyder where they have like a certain like filter over the movie lens, but Zack Snyder's is more like almost sepia tones, where Robert Rodriguez, a lot of his stuff like the reds and oranges are pumped up more.
Did you ever watch El Mariachi?
No.
Did you ever watch Desperado with
No.
me? Did you ever watch Once Upon a Time in Mexico?
No.
Did you ever watch From Dusk Till Dawn?
No.
Okay, first of all, those are good movies. Second of all, if you are a fan of like a revenge shoot 'em up kind of every like, I know Ashley, you're not, but listeners, if you're like a almost Pulp Fiction-y fan, definitely watch Desperado and From Dusk Till Dawn. Those are fantastic.
Dude, they're really good. I agree. Wait, how did we get onto this guy?
Because
he directed Hypnotic.
Oh, okay. Now
he directed Hypnotic.
I did not realize that. Now I want to see it even more.
Yeah, we should watch it.
Okay.
After that, he did Air. I don't think we've ever talked about this movie.
Oh, dude, I don't know what podcast, but there was one where you just went off on it in a good way. And then another podcast, you were like, I don't think I really liked it. And then I was like, what? And I felt like I got two different sides.
I literally need to listen back because in the last one where I said it was fine. And then you claim that I previously had said it was amazing.
Yeah.
And at no point did I say it was amazing.
I don't think you said, if I remember correctly, I don't think you said it was amazing. I think you were like, we just saw it. It was really good.
See?
I think it was that.
I literally remember coming home from the theater and being like, it wasn't bad. It was interesting, but it was a lot of just like meeting about things like that were happening in the company.
I remember you said that, but you also said you enjoyed it. But then the other time I didn't feel those vibes.
Okay. If anybody who's listening has recently listened to the episode where apparently I said I loved it or it was great or some version of this, please let me know so I don't have to go back and listen to 300 podcasts.
Peter.
Yeah, Peter.
Peter, I need you
We're
to
tasking you.
do some
Peter
research.
and or Billy. Go find it.
Peter and Billy. Dude, it sounds like Double Dragon Boys.
Jimmy and Bimmy.
Yep, Jimmy and Billy.
Okay,
Peter!
anyway.
Judy. All right.
After that, he was in The Flash as Batman.
Yes. Which is
Batfleck.
honestly, it's fine, but so much, Michael Keaton's so much better. That's all I'm saying about that. That's all I'm saying about that.
I know we've talked about The Flash. I'll keep it brief. That movie is garbage.
It is ass, but the Michael Keaton part's fantastic.
Yeah, yes. But I think that's fantastic because it was the payoff that every Michael Keaton Batman fan has wanted forever, to see him as Batman again.
Absolutely.
And it fully invigorated his career.
Yes, I agree.
Reinvigorated. He's always kind of been around.
Yeah.
But it has
Beetlejuice, baby.
It has really pushed him into this other realm because I love Michael Keaton. But I really enjoyed getting to see him as Batman again. But man, The Flash sucked.
No, The Flash was not good, but
just
thank God
give
Michael
me
Keaton.
Yes, just give me like the super cut of like just the Batman scenes.
Yes.
And
that'd be
fine.
Who's next?
So the next one is a documentary that J-Lo created called This Is Me Now.
We're gonna skip.
Oof.
We're gonna skip that.
It's
one.
on Prime.
We're gonna skip
It's only like an hour long.
I'm
but
sorry.
well, this is the controversy.
I ain't gonna let a fly girl tell me what to do.
This is the controversy in this documentary. From what I've heard, are scenes of her reading out love letters that Ben Affleck wrote to her crew. And like leaving them in the dressing room for people to like just read on their own and like
It's weird.
comment on.
It's a little.
And he was
invasion
pissed.
of privacy.
He was pissed. He's like, these
I'd
were
be-
private letters.
Yeah.
I would be not mortified. I would be like disrespected.
Yeah.
100%.
I'd be like, that was private. Like,
Yeah.
And the fact that
Wild.
she would even think they weren't is bizarre to me.
Well, welcome to a celebrity. They're all effed up.
It's like, yeah,
head.
she's been married a few times.
Yeah. Uh huh.
wow.
So that's the last thing he had come out. Next, he has The Accountant 2 coming out next year.
Ooh, I remember The Accountant 1 being so good.
So good. I'm actually curious about The Accountant.
It's probably great, but it's probably like, oh no, I've stumbled across this laundering money while I was accounting, and now I have information I don't need. Let's run.
Yeah, but obviously it made enough money that they made a sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck's in this part of his career right now that I'm enjoying, that it's almost what kind of like Liam Neeson did, where he's older, so he's not necessarily playing the heartthrob, but he's
Sure.
playing like the mature heartthrob who's like
Yeah.
solving a mystery. And I'm like,
makes
this works
sense.
for me.
She's like, I'm into
fair.
it.
He's good at like those suspenseful, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that where Harrison Ford is for you as well?
Okay, listen. I love Harrison Ford, but he looks too much like my dad now, and I can't.
This belongs in a
doesn't-
museum.
It no longer works for me.
Okay.
He also has a movie coming out called R.I.P.
Wait, wasn't that another movie?
Ryan Reynolds and
RIPD.
Jeff Bridges.
Oh, R.I.P.
It's so bad.
R.I.P.
We're not going to talk about that.
Okay,
This
got
one
it.
has no deets yet.
Okay.
Witness for the Prosecution,
Oh, courtroom drama.
Falling to Earth, and then
Astronaut drama.
I Am Still Alive.
Dead drama.
And nothing has any information yet.
Okay.
So I can't give you any.
So Ben Affleck, he's got some stuff going on, but I mean, there's no like tentpole titles anymore. Since the Justice League all flopped, he doesn't have that going anymore.
I mean, I also think he's struggling in his personal life a bit because I think he's in and out of rehab and that kind of stuff too.
That's
So.
rough, dude. That's rough.
So after Ben Affleck, we discussed Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
And the last movie we talked about was a movie called The Sun.
Okay.
After that, he did a couple like animated shows. These might have even been discussed.
Did you do
before.
Happy Feet?
Oh my God.
So we might have mentioned these before, but Koala Man, Human Resources, Faraway Downs. Don't make a joke, Andy.
I didn't say
and then-
anything.
And then he did Deadpool and Wolverine.
Never saw it.
Ever
Never
heard of it?
Ash still hasn't seen it.
No, I need to. But you know, kids suck.
I get it. No, we saw it, but then we were trying to see it again. And it's one of those like, I don't know when we're going to be able to do this. Like, I don't know when.
I am too.
I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything for Ashley because even though like the internet is fraught with spoilers, I think it's still pretty new, so I don't want to give everything away. I loved it.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, to finally pay off the whole thing, because he talks about Wolverine all the time, like to finally pay that off, like they spent the money, they
Yeah.
got the people who they needed to get, and it works. Never once was I looking at like what time is it. You know, it's a 2-hour movie, I think. Like it's
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
but you're right. It just flows.
it just goes, and I loved it. And yeah, no, Lincoln keeps asking me like, can I watch Deadpool? Like, can we watch Deadpool? And I'm like, no,
sorry,
buddy, I'm
kid.
sorry.
Yeah.
Like, but there is a PG-13 cut of Deadpool 2 called Once Upon a Deadpool.
Okay.
And so we might watch that because I'm like,
Cammy. Oh, that's what she asked us. Cammy goes, "Can we watch Chucky?" And, and Ash is like, "Absolutely not. Absolutely not." She's like, "Why?"
She'll also watch Chucky and It.
Yeah.
We're like, no, we're not there yet.
No, man.
well, and that's the thing is like my nephews watch Stranger Things,
Yeah.
and my nephew Oliver is 7, and he's been watching Stranger Things for years. And like, hey, whatever you want to let your kids watch, that's fine.
Yeah.
But now Lincoln's like, I want to watch Stranger Things, and I want to be like, okay, let's watch it.
Yeah.
And then he's terrified.
Like,
Until he's
Well,
up all night.
The first season, the first episode is pretty spooky.
yeah.
And that's the thing is like, I don't want him to be traumatized, but at the same time, like same with like, honestly, Chucky would probably be the easier one versus It, because Chucky put on the original one, it's pretty corny, but like, It especially, like you almost want to be like, okay, let's watch
Yeah.
it.
Right.
See.
Let's do this. I mean, Kim has watched. I swore she's seen some. Oh well, she saw Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
That's just funny.
It is funny, but
It's
it has
silly.
some brutal. It has some brutal moments in it. So
I mean, our kids are pretty good with that stuff. Like, they'll watch us play video games and stuff.
yeah, that's fair.
Right? Like,
Well,
Yeah,
and
that's fair.
Lincoln, like that kind of, I hate to be this way, killing doesn't bother my kid.
yeah, exactly. That's what I
but,
meant. Like, they're
like-
they're fine watching a stabbing or somebody's head being blown off.
He
Yeah.
like Jurassic Park.
Whoops.
But
Jurassic
monsters
Park, he
are
was
different.
fine with it. Like we watched the original X-Men movies. Like he was
there you go.
fine.
Yeah.
They're not that gory, but like I mean, he watched Thanos choke out Loki in Avengers and was just like la la la. It's just
Yeah,
like
that's
okay.
fair. It kind of desensitized.
So Deadpool Wolverine, it was good.
Funny.
It's a banger.
It is. I mean, beyond good. It's a once in a lifetime gym.
You need to
So-
go and you guys should find time for Ashley to go see it because it
I
is.
know she needs to just go.
Go tomorrow, Ash.
Yeah, Andy has to work. Yeah.
Welcome to
Yeah.
retail.
Take your kids to work day, bitch.
No, he'll have an aneurysm. So he's gonna ride that for a bit. He has 3 bags full, a sheep detective movie coming out in 2026.
A sheep detective.
It looks like it's
Oh, you mean like the nursery rhyme? 3 bags full. The
Yeah, I get it.
every night a
Baa, baa,
shepherd
black
reads
sheep.
aloud a murder mystery, pretending his sheep can understand. When he is found dead, the sheep realize at once it was a murder and think they know everything about how to go about solving it.
Oh, but this is like a cartoon,
I imagine.
right? Because a live action would be weird.
Yeah,
Okay, honestly, that sounds kind of fun.
that's
Like
fun.
it sounds kind of fun.
And
right.
then the death of Robin Hood
Sad.
'Kay.
Okay.
has Jodie Comer in it.
Who is he gonna be?
It doesn't say.
Wouldn't it be so good if he was like the sheriff of Nottingham?
I don't know who Jodie
I could see
Comer
it.
is.
I don't either.
She's in Free Guy.
Oh, like the one that is like with him?
Yeah, the
Like
woman
she's-
that's the main character.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Got
Yeah.
it.
oh,
I
with
got
the
it.
hair. She's got the hair.
Yeah. I think she has blue hair, right?
I think it was like orange.
Orange hair? I don't remember.
I know her mostly. She was in Killing Eve, right, Amanda?
I think so. I don't know.
I don't know, but now I know
Yeah.
who you're talking about.
Okay, moving on. He's in a movie called Apostle Paul, which sounds really awesome.
That sounds biblical.
It is. Then The Odyssey.
That sounds Homer biblical.
Yeah, and then The Good Spy.
Wait, what is the Odyssey? Like, is
Does-
it actually the Odyssey?
No information.
Dang it, dude. Like, I want a new Odyssey movie that's like rad.
It would be cool if it
Yeah.
was.
I mean, the closest thing that we got to that type of stuff, I want to say, is Clash of the Titans and Wrath of the Titans, where you had like the Greek mythology stuff. But it's been a hot minute since anything's retouched on those subjects. And Homer's Odyssey is very cool. It was very cool.
So that's it for Hugh Jackman.
Huge.
Interesting. Huge Ekman.
Huge Jackman. After that, we did Zoe Saldana.
Who is famous for being everything but herself. Literally.
Accurate.
You mean like she's known for her characters?
Literally, she is one of the most famous actresses in Hollywood, but she's never actually herself on screen in her roles that made her famous.
Honestly,
Oh, I
that
see
would
what
be
you're
like
saying.
Uh-huh.
that would be like the best way to be a celebrity.
Fair.
Right.
Like,
sure. She probably can walk
because-
the streets. It's not too bad.
Maybe not like in LA,
Right.
but I bet if she went anywhere else in the United States or even like Europe, she could probably travel in peace.
Yep. I agree. Yeah, because on her street cred, we specifically talked about Gamora and her Avatar character.
Yeah.
And both of those, like, yes, you see her features, but it's not her.
Yeah.
And those are like the highest grossing films of all freaking time.
So the last movie we discussed was Avatar: The Way of Water.
Yeah.
And then after that, she did Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Hey, there you go.
I mean, that movie's a banger.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's
actually the Rocket.
heartbreaking.
It's actually the Rocket Raccoon story, but it's a banger.
Yes, it is. But you know
It
what?
is, yes.
You needed his story. You kind
Yeah,
of
you
knew
did.
everybody else's.
I
And,
agree with that.
that movie is devastating, but it's also so good.
Yeah, it's awesome. What else you done?
Her next movie was The Absence of Eden.
Okay.
And then Good Burger 2
Oh, God.
as herself.
Oh God. Okay.
Weird.
So I don't know if it's just a cameo. I have no desire to watch it and
I
find
did
out.
not watch it. I can't.
Eric, if you could tell us if Good Burger 2 was worth the watch and if Zoe Saldana had a good part in it, we would appreciate the commentary.
I will pass. And maybe we should do a Keenan Thompson street cred.
If Eric wins fantasy football,
There you go.
we'll consider it.
There you go.
Then she had a movie called Amelia Perez. Oh,
Okay.
and this releases in November,
Okay.
so not out yet.
Okay.
She's in 9 episodes of a show called Lioness.
All right.
Her character's name is Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
And then coming out, she's got a movie called Dovecote. No details. A movie called Elio. Looks like an animation. She plays Aunt Olga. And then Avatar Fire and Ash. Avatar 4. Avatar 5.
So she won't have
my
another
God.
successful movie then until Avatar comes out.
Untitled Star Trek Beyond
Do
sequel.
you? Okay, wait. Can we just for a moment?
Yeah.
Can you tell me? Because James Cameron claims that those movies are good enough to have a 3, 4, 5, and 6 or whatever. What did it actually gross so far? Avatar 2.
The second one?
Yes, because I think we talked, and I don't know if it was Zoe Saldana's or if it was like another character. We both said, or sorry, all of us combined, were like, there's no way it's going to do as well as the first one. I think that it was
because-
too late and
$2.3 billion.
What? Say it again.
$2.3 billion.
Billion.
2.3 so far, and it's only been
Wow.
out for what, about 6 months?
And Avatar 1 made 2.9 million. Billion, sorry. 2.9 billion.
So it still did well.
Yeah.
Dude, I wonder.
That's
okay, wait, hold on.
wild.
Wait.
It's literally the third highest lifetime grossing films.
Do me a favor. Does that show you domestic versus international?
It's global box office.
Okay. See, I think internationally they do really well.
They must.
I think in America we're over it. But maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Probably.
Maybe it is just me.
I mean,
Right.
I just have no. I did not see the second one.
Me
I
either.
won't. I probably won't watch the other ones. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a hard time. To me, I'm like, if it's basically all CGI at this point, don't call it a live action movie.
Sure, that makes sense.
And that's just me being a grumpy ass.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I just there's something about the Avatar movies that I just get like the uncanny valley, like the ick,
'cause
like
the
something
blue cat
weird about
people.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does not compute.
Yeah.
I just don't
kind of
like
feeling,
it.
Yeah.
Blue cat people that have sex with their hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets weird.
I mean, if it was real, it wouldn't be weird.
It's not real.
Yeah.
It's not live action.
So anyway, Star Trek sequel, a movie called Sabaya, a movie called Dominion, movie called Pretty Baby, and a movie called Columbiana 2.
Oh, I remember her
interesting.
Columbiana one.
Mm-hmm.
But also Star Trek, she plays Aurora, right? Aurora.
Uhura.
Aurora.
Does she have prosthetics in that one?
No. She's just a doctor.
So she's a normal.
She's
a
just
normie.
normal. I mean, she's space lady, but
All right, so that's it.
okay.
Cool, man.
All right, Zoe. All right, Zoe.
After Zoe, we did Mr. Robbie Downey, as you like to call him.
Oh, okay. All right. Mr. Downey.
Mr. Downey.
Is he soft?
Like a teddy bear. The last movie we discussed was Doolittle.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, you guys
Did
said that
very
was trash.
little for our appetites.
I feel very. Wait, that's where we ended.
That's where we ended.
Did he just stop making movies after
He
that?
had
for
a
while?
3-year gap.
Wow.
Dude,
Until-
I mean, obviously, he made a shitload of money with the whole like Endgame stuff and Iron Man.
That's fair. I would take a break too.
Yeah, and now of course we've got the new now he's the big baddie in the Marvel universe.
We'll get
instead.
there.
So
we'll get there. So,
so a 3-year gap.
yeah, and then he released Oppenheimer.
Fantastic.
Oh shit.
Fantastic. We did talk about that movie though. We had a different street cred where we talked about that movie.
I
Probably
think we
there's a
talked
lot of
about it.
people
Christopher
in it.
Nolan
Oh, okay.
or
What
Emily
was
Blunt.
either that-
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt.
Well, that one we came before this street cred.
Or we did like a 5-minute chat session because you had just watched it or something like that. But I remember, fantastic. Robert Downey Jr. won his first Academy Award.
Yeah, I think he won Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah, or his second. No, his second actual. I don't remember. Never mind. I take it all back. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't actually.
All right.
I'm not going to pretend to guess. But anyway, good movie.
Incredible
There's,
movie.
There's nothing to say
his
about
role
it. It's fantastic.
was incredible
Yes.
because
Agreed.
he had some prosthetics to make him look like
He looked older.
He had like
yeah,
old
he was,
age
well,
makeup.
he was meant to look like the actual guy, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Because he was the prosecutor. Correct?
yeah, he
Yeah.
was the bad guy.
I know.
He was so good.
What about you, Amanda? Have you seen Oppenheimer yet?
No.
Oh,
It's worth the 3 hours.
I would say it is a wonderful experience, but God, you should have seen it in theaters.
Well, it's funny because Andy, when he came back from it, he was like, I really enjoyed the first half, which was a lot of like the more action stuff. And then the second half was all the prosecution stuff. And he's like, I got really bored by the prosecution stuff. I watched it and I was like, I loved the
Yeah,
prosecution
you were
stuff.
the other way around where you thought it
Yeah.
was fantastic.
So I feel like you, Amanda, would probably enjoy the second half. More
I
than
think
Andy
so
did
too. She
as
loved
well.
the courtroom drama stuff.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch it. It's one where I'm like, I want to watch it, but I feel like I'm gonna want to watch it in one go.
Yeah.
And every time we talk about seeing a movie and I like Oppenheimer, it's one of those like I know I need to watch it. I just can't bring myself to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, knowing that it's long is a lot, but I will say every single casting choice in that movie was perfect.
I agree.
Florence Pugh is in it. Emily Blunt. Obviously, Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy.
You know how it is. Like I can't bring myself to get caught up on one movie that's 3 hours long, but I'll watch 4 hours of Parks and Rec.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I
know.
can't-
It's different.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't watch any movies in one go anymore. I've just
can't.
succumbed to like I have to be prepared to watch them in 2 or 3 chunks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what
Oppenheimer,
it
though,
is.
It is. I would say it's like it's one of those you have to see. You do have to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after that, he was in 7 episodes of a show called The Sympathizer.
Okay.
And then his next credit is Avengers Doomsday.
Dang. So he was just chilling on all the money and just kind of like, hey. So apparently they've been talking about bringing him in as Doom for the last year. So ever since the Jonathan Majors thing happened, they've been discussing it with him about coming in as Doom, which the way things are going, it sounds to me like it's going to be a variant, just like everything else, to make it make sense. So we'll see. I don't know. We will see.
I'm hoping. I mean, okay. So obviously, the last couple movies that were like quantum verse kind of thing about Kang, it wasn't jiving. There were certain things that worked and certain things that didn't.
Sure.
So the departure from Kang, I'm not devastated by.
No, me neither.
I liked Jonathan Majors as Kang. I just kind of was like, okay, Like
Yeah, sure. Like, where's
It's
this going?
almost-
Yeah.
And when it's one of those things where sometimes it's too big. Like I can like wrap my mind around like, oh, this bad guy is creating a super suit and it's gonna be used as a weapon. We have to stop him. I don't know. I'm just making shit up. But like this whole like, oh, the fabric of time and it's all these threads and we have to stop the threads. But this guy exists on all the threads and he can do it himself. Confusing, exhausting. And they're like, if he wins, the entire multiverse collapses. And I'm like, then I guess I'm dead, bitch. Like I don't know. Sometimes to me, like it's too like grandiose to like really get it. Like to really get into it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and I
agree.
feel like what they did is when they introduced Kang, he spent like 30 minutes just explaining
Oh, in Loki?
who he is. Yes.
Yeah.
Who he is
I am the
and
one
what
at the
he's
end of
done
time.
and why
Yes.
he's important.
Yes.
He
And
who
like,
remains.
I hate movies where like they just come out and explain everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
They-
and this
if
is
it's-
why
and
you
like
should
you
be
said-
afraid of me.
And it's way too grandiose to just show in subtleties. So you have to explain it. And so I
it is
thus
confusing
hate it.
as a variant because he who remains at the end, even though he was quote unquote bad guy, he wasn't like the bad guy yet. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He was like one that was warning them that though he is kind of the bad guy, I'm not the baddest of all my variants.
Yeah.
Right. So it's almost like unbelievable.
Yeah.
You're like,
but
I'm not seeing it.
What he was saying is that now you're at the end of time, so I saved it. But if you go screw this up, then you're going to bring out one of the Kangs that was the worst. And then Marvel made a very crucial mistake here. They made Ant-Man in Quantumania, and they made Kang be the bad guy, and they defeat him. So, like, now you don't take him seriously as a guy that would wipe all the Avengers out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Even if it's a worse variant or a bad variant, it showed him in basically what Kang has been in the comics. So, like, I don't know how they could have made him more ominous or scary. I think we would have all been over it by that time. So, this is an interesting swerve for Robert Downey Jr., though. So,
I mean,
I don't know.
I'm very much down to see him as a bad guy.
Yeah.
I'm very much down to see what he can do with that. Part of me is like, there's no winning here because if they take the mask off and you see that it's Robert Downey Jr., obviously, like, you can't ignore that he's going to look like Tony Stark.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
at the same time, if they leave the mask on and it's very just like, that's not important to the story, you don't see my face.
Then it doesn't
This is
matter
just-
that it's Robert Downey Jr.
No,
Sure.
but then you're going to hear the voice and be like, that's
Yeah.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I'm afraid of is like they're going to have to, or he's going to have to like tweak his voice well enough that he doesn't sound like Iron Man.
Well, it's
They
going to
did it
have
with
to
Batman.
be. Yeah, I think what it's going to have to be is it's going to have to be like a variant of some kind.
Yeah.
And it's like on this universe, Tony got kidnapped and he actually went insane and he became Doctor Doom instead of becoming Iron Man.
That's fair.
Well, essentially one of the variants is supposed to be an Iron Man that created like an armor and then used it for evil. Like that's kind of the route it's supposed to go. There's some really good storylines when you get deep into it, but I don't know. The only reason that I'm not like disappointed in it is because they brought the Russo brothers back and they're the ones that created the like Endgame and Infinity War. So
Well,
I
and-
think they're going to do a good job.
I agree. And you know that Robert Downey Jr. can handle the large role of a movie.
Yes,
like,
sure.
does that make
Yep.
sense? And he has like the stage presence to really
I
kind
agree.
of sell it. So I'm hoping, because I love the Fantastic Four, I love Doctor Doom. I'm really hoping that it is a good change of pace versus
Yeah.
just another fizzle.
I do wonder, and this isn't to just eat up all of our time on Robert Downey Jr., but I do wonder on the Marvel side, are they going to just literally forget Kang existed and just move on with a different story? Or are they going to say something or mention something about it?
Honestly, dude, I mean, Ant-Man is finished.
Yeah,
Loki's finished.
right.
Like, what other storylines had Kang in them?
I don't think there's a point to mentioning him.
Probably. Maybe you're right.
And so then,
Yeah, maybe
you know,
right.
you have like Doctor Strange or the Marvels or whatever who can kind of play with the multiverse thing.
Yeah.
Well, so then maybe that's how somebody comes across Doctor Doom.
Sure. That makes
And then
sense.
accidentally, you know, leaves a door open and he comes in. So
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know. I mean,
I hope we're all surprised. I hope it's still a twist.
Oh man, with the whole multiverse thing, I hate multiverses because in a way it's almost like, oh, it's not this guy. This is why we can bring this guy back because in this
Yeah.
universe he's not dead and all this.
Right.
And I'm like, I hate that because then they just get to do whatever they want.
Yeah,
But it's like
cheating
as long as it's cohesive, I can work with it.
I actually have a theory. I think that the Doctor Doom thing was because they wanted Robert Downey Jr. on set for the new multiverse movie as Iron Man because they brought him back, but they don't want to spoil it. So they just made him a variant of Doom so that you can get Iron Man back. So literally, you're going to have Robert Downey Jr. versus Robert Downey Jr. like in the movie. I think it's going to be crazy. That's why I think they did it.
That's a good point. I think I hadn't even considered that because you're right. If paparazzi or whatever spot Robert Downey Jr. On set, they're going to be like, oh, well, he's Iron Man.
Right. And
Iron
now
Man's
they
back.
could be like, well, that's it. I mean, yeah, obviously he's on there. He's Doctor Doom. And then they can go do the story that they actually want to tell. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I think part of this is a swerve, personally.
I could see it.
Yeah. Sorry, Robert Downey Jr.
Here are your predictions now. Okay. So then, of course, Avengers Secret Wars, again, is Doctor Doom. Then, I don't know what this is. It's called All-Star Weekend. His credit is Mexican Stranger. It's about two buddies who form a rivalry over their favorite American basketball player. It's directed by Jamie Foxx. It has Robert Downey Jr., Gerard Butler, Eva Longoria, Benicio del Toro, Jamie Foxx, Jeremy Piven, Snoop Dogg.
Dude, that sounds to me like it's like Tropic Thunder 2. Like, it's
Sounds
gonna be
like-
crazy.
I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Anyways, after that, he's got Sherlock Holmes 3.
Oh, dude, I've
What?
been waiting for that. I've been waiting for that movie.
I genuinely did not know they were doing a third one.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
Wow, I'm
exciting
so
news.
excited.
Wow.
After that, an Untitled Vertigo remake.
Interesting. I love Vertigo.
Okay.
And then Pinocchio.
Is he going to be Geppetto?
Yeah?
No.
There's another Pinocchio.
Why do they need another one?
Why do they keep squeezing Pinocchios out, dude? Nobody gives a shit
They're
about
all the
Pinocchio.
same.
Nobody
Yeah.
cares.
The story doesn't change.
We
Why
get it.
Why?
He just wants to be a real boy. We get it. We get it. I'm over
yeah.
it. I'm over it.
So anyway, that's him.
That's a good place to end it.
No, I think we need one more.
Okay, fine.
Adam Sandler.
Because
Because this one will probably take us 2 minutes
oh, okay.
because we got nothing to say about Adam Sandler.
You don't like
Accurate.
him.
I sure don't.
Neither is Amanda. I think neither of you like him.
No. We left off with Hustle.
Okay.
And then he made Murder Mystery 2, which none of us saw.
Nope.
Never even saw the first one.
We skipped.
Tried
it,
to watch the
skewed
first
it.
one and it was awful, so I have no interest in the second one. Don't know why they made it.
Got it.
And then You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah, another Netflix special.
Got
Okay.
it. Got it.
Got it.
He was Leo in the movie Leo,
Right.
the animated one about the
Actually,
iguana or
That
whatever.
wasn't a terrible movie.
You
I
saw
watched.
it?
Yeah.
All
with
right.
the kids.
All right. Let's see. This next one is called Spaceman,
Okay.
Okay.
also Netflix. Doesn't he have a deal with them or something?
He does. Yeah. He
Yeah.
literally found his niche to survive for the rest of eternity.
So, coming out in the future, Untitled Noah Baumbach picture. Don't know. Happy Gilmore 2.
That's the only one I'm
God.
interested in seeing, but I have a feeling it's going to hit me like Dumb and Dumber 2
Yep.
did, and I'm going to
It's
hate
a
it.
little too late.
Yeah.
And then an untitled Adam Sandler's Safdie Brothers project.
Wow.
The end.
Wow.
Sounds like garbage.
So if you
Booza,
tune into
booza,
our
baby.
next part 6, Yes.
Part 6.
We will begin by discussing the Chris's.
All of them?
All of them.
Oh.
Because I remember I did like a series of thumbnails that all looked similar for Chris Evans, Chris Pine, and Chris Pratt.
And Chris Hemsworth.
And Chris Hemsworth.
And Christopher Nolan.
And Christopher Nolan. Yes, we did all the Chris's.
So come back. Listen to those.
Come back for the Chris episode. Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
God.
Oh my God.
We'll be live from Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
Ruth's Chris
Ruth's
Steakhouse.
Chris Steakhouse. See you there.
Sure.
Fantastic. Amanda, if people are disgruntled with the way that this episode started, where can they yell at me at?
They can just blame Andy.
Yeah, that's fine.
You picked it up. You picked it up. I'll be honest.
I mean, I told you I was tired. I got a second wind.
Yeah, you know. So go check out our Instagram at Raw Awkward Podcast. We also have a page. Excuse you.
I'm sorry. My throat's sore.
We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/Raw Awkward Podcast. We have a TikTok/Raw Awkward Podcast. And
TikTok,
we are
TikTok.
now, I don't
TikTok,
fucking know,
TikTok.
TikTok.
Ticky-tacky.
Tiki-Tok-Tok, TikTok. Go check out our TikTok.
Yeah, do it.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Doing it well. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next episode of the Real Awkward Podcast.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello, Real Awkward listeners. The Real Awkward Podcast turns 3 this year. That's right, 3 years of fun, entertaining content for you guys, and we cannot do it without listeners like you. If you guys want to support the show, head over to patreon.com/Real Awkward Podcast. For $3 a month, that gets you access to exclusive shows, merchandise, and name shoutouts on the show. We also will take your suggestions for show topics. Thank you so much for 3 years, and we look forward to many more.